Oh dear. Hello everybody and welcome to the craziness that is From the Shadows Born. Now, the more observant of you may have noticed that we are missing a player.
It's me. I'm missing.
You see, I knew someone was missing. I just couldn't put my finger on
Me.
it. It's you.
Sorry.
Okay,
That's
there
me.
you are. There you are. Hello to everybody in the audience. Nice to see you all here on this Wednesday afternoon, evening, morning, depending on where you are in the world, I guess. Possibly Thursday morning, if you're really dedicated. Anyway, we are short one Brian, and hopefully he is okay. But in the meantime, then it means that it is just the three of us. Hence the overlay looking a little bit less than pretty as it normally does, as it was a bit of a surprise to us. Nonetheless, it's okay.
Yep.
The people look pretty, and that's all that's important.
We have incoming.
We have incoming.
We have incoming.
What incoming?
We have a
Brian
Brian.
just wrote.
Brian just arrived? I
Yep,
suppose
Brian.
considering I was half an hour late for my other game, I can hardly be... Well, that's fantastic news. Then that resolves the dilemma that we were about to face. So
I don't know. I think it's still the same thing. I say we still have that dilemma. I say it's more fun if we do. That's just me.
All right.
We like you better, Panic.
We like panic. Okay, there you are. Well,
Chaos.
absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, so while we wait for Brian to jump up and join us, is he joining us? I can't see the Discord channel because I've got world maps and stuff all over the place.
He wrote, overslept, coming in now.
Ah, okay. That's code for I've just crawled out of bed. I still need to drink coffee by about 4.5 liters of it. I know exactly what he's going through. I went through it this afternoon. True story.
Hey, I got up about 12 hours ago and my brain is still booting.
There you are.
We're not going to talk about when I got up.
No.
Well, I've been sleeping in until about 10 o'clock my time.
Nice.
And it's not right. I'm not getting anything done. So I got up at a moment when I was uncomfortable, if you know what I mean, and I decided to stay up.
Well,
And you know, it's working out pretty well.
Tammy,
There you go. Now,
he's saying she slept until 10 a.m. and that's late. How cute is that?
Yeah, no.
yeah. I'm not a night person myself, personally, but you know, I like to wake up early in the morning.
Yeah.
That's just me. Now, last week we played the Bounty Hunter game, which, whilst we're waiting for Brian, I'll just talk briefly about. It's now available on the Kickstarter. It had launched and is close to being funded in terms of the goal that we were after. So if you have been supporting the project, I say a big thank you to you. If you haven't yet checked it out, but you do want to play in a Bounty Hunter game, here is the link for that Kickstarter. Now, there has been a question raised that if you live in the UK, I don't think we've got many people who live in the UK, but if you do live in the UK, the pricing that they've allocated for shipping is a standard fee across the planet. If you live in the UK, send us an email and we will talk about it, because the Postal Service just gave us a blanket fee for the planet. So whether you're in Australia or in Brazil or in the US, it's £7 delivery fee. But if you live literally 100 meters down the road from me, it's a £7 delivery fee, which is insane. So yes, we're working to correct that. Yes? You're muted?
You're muted.
What if you're an astronaut in the ISS and you want that game now?
The Royal Mail Service has said to me that it is £7 regardless of where the package is going. It is kind of shocking though, because you know, when you're setting up one of these things, the most important thing is getting the packaging right, because you might have a phenomenal product, but if your packaging is more expensive than the product, which often happens, you kind of get stuck. So we looked around because it's not a big product. It's not a big package at all that will be sent out. And Royal Mail said, okay, well, we'll send it here and here and here and here and here. And of course, it's a a quote, and they said, well, we'll send it to Brazil, but Brazil has got some of the strangest customs processes that I have heard of. So the shipping time to get a package from the UK to Brazil is 52 days.
Good God.
You're like, 52 days? That's insane.
And there it is.
I would just like to encourage you and in this project to refrain from any plastics that aren't recyclable.
Oh yeah, no. The book is entirely made out of recycled paper, and
I would like the opposite. If you can make it out of baby deer, that would be wonderful.
Just to keep both parties happy, the book is completely recyclable, and we use stem cells from baby deer in the binding to glue it together.
Perfect.
Does that work for you?
For the record, baby deer are fully organic, so that you can recycle.
Oh no. Okay. Then it's made from baby plastic bottles. So before they've grown up to being a full quart bottle, it's a
It's made from reused reindeer ornaments.
Oh wow. Okay. Well, there you go. You know what time of night you guys are in for. Brian, how are you doing, sir?
Awake?
Morning.
Good morning. Okay, now
he is awake. We'll see if he's alive too.
yes. So I've got to swap some screens around.
No. Leave it that way, please.
Did that work?
Character swap.
I am Raj now.
Nope.
No character swap. Okay.
Wait, I've got to figure out how to get you there and keep me there. Is that better? No.
We're just gotta switch Mirren and Raj. That's all we need. Just switch them to.
Did that work?
There we go.
Yay! Because I'm switching around the windows now within Zoom. If you use Zoom, by the way, you can now drag the windows around, and that supposedly realigns them. I don't know if it's easier or not personally, but well, there you go.
Next time you could play a game with the audience. You black out all three of them, and then you say which one is
who is whom, and see if you get it right. Okay, I love that. Right, folks, let's get into some role-playing. The last we saw of our intrepid heroes a few weeks ago is that they had arrived at the right time, hopefully, and in the right place. The place being Herculanum on the coast of Utherios, the continent that they are playing on. I will give you a map now. There's Uculanum. They have arrived at this town in the hopes of trying to do something with the time circle, or the circle of time, I should say. And our heroes had taken up residence at an inn and had started to make inroads in their investigation into all the goings-on that have recently happened within the town, specifically the appointment of the new high priest of the circle of time, the high priest known as Lord Abbot Tarsus, Tassasis, I should say. Tassasis is the new abbot who has been invested only a few weeks ago, just before the PCs arrived. Now, that is where we are, and so I ask you to join me as we cast our minds to the white cliffs that overlook an azure bay of crystal clear waters, and lots of white houses clustered around these cliffs with red terracotta roofs and small little pools of smoke that rise from each of the chimneys, and the smell of fresh fish, the caw of seagulls, and the sound of Deimos getting blindly drunk.
God. Are there bluebirds flying over those white cliffs?
Bluebirds?
There'll be bluebirds over the white cliffs of Dover.
There we go. You're quite right. You are quite right. I was going, well, no, there's puffins, but there's no bluebirds. But there we are.
Puffins. Oh.
Puffins, indeed. Little puffins with their brightly coloured beaks.
Puffins.
Yes.
A bird.
There you are. It is indeed. That is what's happening. And so, Shifty, you had a mission.
Yeah, I was heading for sorry.
3 of those on Tuesday.
A mission for that.
I was searching for something to cure Deimos's headache, which ironically I have right now in real life. So
I'm sorry to hear that.
Oh, well, I'll live through it, maybe, possibly.
You indeed have found an apothecary, and they offer you various solutions for the headache. One of the most important things is what caused the headache, young Siebold, says the apothecary.
Lots of grief and equally an amount of alcohol.
Grief, you say, a broken heart.
He did just see his friends and family and lover die, so
I'm duty bound to ask, was he the reason why they died?
causing the they were killed by giants.
Okay, so he didn't actually kill them himself.
Oh no, he's stricken.
Say no more. You want him to forget all about it, do you?
No, well, I'd like to have something that gives him this option, and I'd like to have something to cure his headache.
I have just the thing for you. Now tell me, young Siebold, do you have any of our coin, or are you willing to trade shiny shells that you found on the beach?
Do you accept Pythia's money?
That's perfectly acceptable. How much do you have? He says, leaning on his counter, looking down at you.
How much do you want?
He looks on the back shelves, which are filled with glass vials, filled with vile things, and he pulls one off the shelf, dusts it off a little bit. This will cure your friend of his heartache. It will make him forget all his troubles, as well as clear up the headache. It will be yours for the princely sum of 110 gold?
So if you say it's something that will make him forget his sorrows, totally forget or just for a certain time?
All time.
It won't cause amnesia or something like that, right?
Well, he won't know that he's forgotten, if that's what you mean.
Yeah, but I don't want to take a vegetable with legs around.
Well, he'll still remember who he is and what he does. He just won't remember the last year.
Mm. Okay, and how about just something for the headache?
All right. He puts the vial back on the shelf. He reaches into a drawer in front of him, which he pulls out a very delicate paper packet. Inside there are, looks like white discs. Take 2 of these and come back in the morning if the headache remains. It'll be 5 silver.
I'd like to give him 1 piece of gold. And lean more closer. I will tell him, however, about the option for forgetting the last year. And if he wants, I'll bring him here. Is that okay?
That's perfect. I couldn't ask for more than that. And this is what do you want?
I don't understand the question.
Well, you've paid extra by 5 silver. I could offer you a potion to make you more awake. I could offer you a powder that you could rub upon your scales that would cause them to change color for a few hours or until wet. I could offer you this strange creature, which is cute and furry and should never be fed after midnight. But I think you might have some other desire.
I'm team furry creature.
I mean, I must admit, I'm curious about that furry creature, but right now I just wanted to give you a little extra to brighten your day.
And also not like that, Chad. You.
Well, that's very kind of you. In which case, I hope your friend's headache gets better, and I hope that he comes back here for the ability to forget all about his past.
Great. One more question, though.
I expected so.
Sorry. Have you heard about that Lord Abbot Thesaurus?
Thesaurus?
Yeah, it's not
a bit of a
an
tongue
easy name
twister.
from... What?
It's a bit of a tongue twister, even amongst the big folk. What about the new high priest?
Imagine what it's like with a split tongue. We've heard some curious story about how he came how the guy who was Lord Abbot before him came to vacate the office.
Oh, tragic accident, yes. Who knew a boat would kill someone if it fell on them? Well, I did. I specifically warned them that was quite a potentially dangerous place for the abbot to stand, but they said it was fine.
Okay. Have there any curious things been happening before or after that thing in town?
Well, before, no, everything had been proceeding as normal. Now that Thesaurus has taken over, oh, you'd be surprised at what's been going on. There was an unusual catch of extra fish a few weeks ago. The Circle Church has been hiring a lot of the young men and women recently for whatever purpose they might be hired for. They won't hire me. They said I can't dig enough. Then there was the flock of seagulls who had an unfortunate incident with a pair of ducks. But other than that, nothing really unusual, I would say, no.
Yeah, seagulls. Ugh.
Nasty things.
Yeah. Scum with wings. So, I thank you for your services and the information and the nice talk. And I have to get back to see my friends, well, safe-ish.
You leave the apothecary. I
Yep.
need you to make me a perception check, if you please.
Uh-oh.
Whoopsie doodle.
That wasn't even a bad roll. Now I need a second real-life perception check to find my character sheet. It's 21.
You notice walking down the main road of the town past the tavern, 3 individuals that are really familiar to you. At first you think it might very well be Raj, Deimos, and Murin, but then you realize that Deimos is making a joke and laughing quite happily. And Murin seems to be laughing along with that. Her arm is interlocked with his, and they seem to be unusually close.
This is the darkest of all timelines.
They have not seen you, however, and as they walk past, they are saying, yeah. They are mentioning something along the lines of the fact that when did he say they should start being vigilant for the arrival of the others? And Murin pipes in that she thinks it's in about a week's time. And then they disappear off down towards a very large mansion-like estate.
The moment they are past me and
Yes.
I'm out of the field of view,
Yep.
I'd like to turn into a cat and start following them.
All right. Deimos, you're getting drunk at the bar. Are you going to do anything else aside from sinking yourself into deeper inebriation?
Is there stimuli that would prevent such?
No, the barkeeper is happy to continue supplying you with alcohol. And around you, everything else is quiet for now.
Yeah, I think Deimos will continue being wasted and inevitably at some time sounding like a wounded bison with his cries.
Raj, you have finished your discussion with the individual outside. What are you doing?
All right. We need to continue looking for clues to see what the Tharsis is doing. Why not go look at the temple? The Circle of Time.
All right. You head on over to the temple, the Circle of Time. You can see there's a queue of young people standing outside of the temple, even though the sun has set, and a table at the far end, closest to the temple, where there are two monks busy officiating as best they possibly can. And then there is the main temple itself, the Temple to Time. It is a rather curious shaped structure, very large, very impressive. It is the capital church, the principal seat of the Circle of Time, I should say. There are rather ornate carvings of the infinity symbol, which predominates everywhere. A magnificently large statue in this infinity symbol is placed at the base of the steps leading up into the temple itself, which is in traditional Utherian architectural style, colonnaded. And beyond that, you can see a very large chamber that has large open fires in bronze or brass braziers set along the sides of the walls. It seems to be quite a happening place in terms of there are lots of youth moving around. A lot of them have shovels and picks on their shoulders.
That's a rave.
Go to the end of the line and excuse me. What are you lining up for?
The youth turns around. Oh, hey, man. Like employment?
I see. What are you planning on excavating?
That's like a personal question, and I don't think I should be speaking to you right now.
I was thinking of joining as well. I just see.
Oh, cool. You're here to dig.
Yes.
It's the hello, fellow kids meme.
Okay, cool. Yeah, it's good work. It's nice out in the sun.
What are you digging for?
Oh, I don't know, man. They just give us a shovel and they're like, just go dig. So we dig.
Where are you digging?
Oh, dude, it's like everywhere. It's like outside of town, inside of town, around the edge. There's even a boat that takes people out to the islands to dig. We're just digging everywhere.
I see.
I dig that.
But, yo, you gotta have a strong stomach if you want to do this job.
Oh, why is that?
Oh, he kind of looks around and then leans down and doesn't whisper. We're digging up bodies.
Ah, I see. Digging up bodies. Okay. Well, have you seen any? What kind of bodies have you seen?
Oh, dead ones?
I mean, like recently dead or long time dead? Or...
Oh, no, they're all like super dead. I mean, they're wearing all like the old-fashioned clothing, like the old people wear. He says, looking at you up and down, kind of like what you're wearing. And they're like dead.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, it's good money. It's like, a silver a day. That's pretty good, right?
Oh, tons. Yes, you could get rich off of that.
Yeah, totally. That's what I'm thinking. And then buy like a boat and then just sail out there. And he kind of waves towards the darkening ocean. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you very much for the information. I just realized I forgot my shovel. I shall return.
Oh, no, dude, it's totally cool. They're giving them out inside, man. Once you signed up, you get given a shovel.
Oh.
Yeah.
I see.
perks of the job, I'm saying.
I have a friend who is much bigger than me. I think he will be a better digger than I am. I
Oh,
will
that's
grab
cool.
him as well.
No,
Yeah.
but dude, you're selling yourself short, man. They need all kinds and all sizes. You should have some body positivity. I'm saying sometimes we find these dead folk, and then there's like stone passageways underneath them, and sometimes they're kind of like really small. So someone like you, and I'm not saying you're small, and I'm not saying that's a bad thing either, dude, but you could totally fit in there. That's a skill set you should be totally exploiting.
Even though I am much taller than you, yes.
Yeah, but you're like, a cat and stuff.
Oh, that is true. I am very flexible. Yes. Can you lick your own hind legs?
Are you flirting with them?
I'm just showing you how flexible I am.
I don't know. I've never tried. Like, what part? Like, I can totally put my toe in my mouth.
Oh, that is a good start. That is a good start. All right. Well, anyway, I shall return. Thank you so much. Happy digging.
I just want to pause that we just made Guy say, I can totally put my toe in my mouth in a dumb American accent. And I want that on public record for the rest of time. Clip that. Where are you? People in the great GM Twitch, clip that.
No. All right. So you are leaving. Where are you heading?
Heading back to the bar where
right.
everyone else is, just to.
I will have stumbled out of it drunk at some point carrying a small keg.
Meanwhile, Murin, you and Bickett are in the rooms that you have rented, and Bickett is once again playing with your hair.
While I am trancing for 4 hours.
Right.
So when that time happens, let
Yes.
me know.
Okay. Yeah, she's having a whole conversation with you because she does not realize that is what you are doing. But she's got one of those voices which, once you stop listening to the words, you realize it's like birds twittering outside as she just rambles on these weird and wonderful things. And occasionally she pauses where she would expect some kind of response, but when she doesn't hear one, there's no disconnect in the conversation. She just assumes that you're listening, and then she continues going on. In a way, it's like watching a candle flame. It's just an audible version of it. The three of you, so that would... no, sorry, back to the cat, following our three individuals that the cat has seen. You are making your way through the heart of the city when you see that these three have stopped at a particularly large villa on the side of the cliff. There's a set of stairs that leads down the cliffside into the actual courtyard of the villa, and they go down it into the villa itself. Do you follow?
I'd like to approach the entrance of the villa and look.
As you get to the top of the stairs, you notice lounging on the wall outside of the villa a particularly blue tiger, and it seems to be watching you with, well, it feels like it's watching you how you would watch a mollusk on the sea floor whilst you were underwater, hungry, watching mollusks to eat.
I'm not familiar with the word mollusks, but never mind.
Little clam things.
Food.
I'd like to try and behave like a normal cat would do in under those circumstances. The moment I detect the tiger,
Yes.
I'd like to. You know what cats do when to seem bigger, to make a
Yes.
hunchback, and
Yes.
I'd like to do that and dart off.
All right. as you disappear off, the last of the words that you hear are from the Raj character, who simply says, well, I personally can't wait to meet him. He is going to be very interesting. That's the best thing I can say. And then there's some quip from Deimos or Murin before they disappear inside the actual villa itself.
How far away from our tavern is that villa?
About half a mile.
Okay.
So, yeah, just under 600 yards.
Okay. In that case, I'll just run back to the others to get a chance of warning them. And I think as a cat, I would be faster than as a seaboard.
Yeah, you can bound and leap and race along and do what you need to do. Absolutely, not a problem at all. You make your way, and as you are arriving, that is when Raj is arriving, and that is at the moment that Deimos decides to step out of the tavern with his keg. The three of you meet each other. There's still an hour left of Murin's regenerative cycle, so Murin is still inside. What are the three of you doing?
I like. I
They told me I couldn't pee in there. I peed anyway. I think I'm still peeing.
Has Shifty returned to his normal form yet?
I'd like to run towards Raj and jump and just land as a cat in the back of the humanoid cat.
This cat has launched and landed on you, Raj.
Raj rolls around and swipes at him. That's how cats play.
Deimos puts a very serious hand. Don't treat your daughter that way. It's abusive and I won't stand for it.
He says, leaning.
Can't stand, actually. Hold on.
I fall to the ground and revert back to druid form. No, that's a thought for after.
All right.
Shifty, you're Raj's daughter? I didn't know. Sorry.
Oh dear, how much alcohol do you have inside you?
All of it. All of the alcohol.
The last time I saw anything with that much alcohol in it, it blew up. Don't do that.
It's okay. I'm pretty sure I'm going to equalize out in about, right now.
Everyone deftly stands aside as Deimos is reducing his volume. The barkeep is closing the door to the tavern with a sign "sold out" on the door.
Shifty, look, I'm a Peebold. Ha ha ha.
Give him the pills. Give him the pills now.
Deimos,
drunk
I have something for you, and I take out the little bottle of pills and wiggle them around. You want to take this?
What does it do? Okay.
It makes your headache go down.
I don't have a headache.
Yet.
Oh.
Are you going to
They work!
Deimos is very loud in the city streets, which are starting to quieten down as everyone has...
Besides, we should go inside. I have something important to tell you.
They told me I couldn't because I peed in there. Also, is my mic too loud? Just let me know.
Just hold a mug between your legs.
Do what now?
Just hold a mug between your legs or a bucket or something.
Bucket is better.
All right. As a bizarre trio, you make your way back into the tavern.
Barkeep, I need the pee bucket so I can walk with it.
Yeah, he hands you a bucket. He looks at you, Raj. Just keep him out of... down. Just go.
I miss my hummingbird.
You find yourselves back in the room.
Help him back up to his room.
Yes.
To our room.
Murin, you come around. So that is exactly when I decided that I was completely in love with him and that I was going to make him my squishy for all time. But do you think it's too soon? I mean, I don't know. What do you think?
It's. Have you told him this?
No, not yet. But I mean, there's
I
been
think you should.
overtures.
I think you should tell him first.
She places her head on your shoulder. You're such a good listener.
Also, all this RPing has caused a problem I need to go take care of. Shouldn't have talked about it so much. I'll be back.
Oh, yeah. Everything you said was very interesting. Now I'm hungry.
Yeah. And that's when the lads walk in.
Hey, go to your own room. Hey.
They leave and go to the room next door.
Apparently, Shifty has something important to tell us. It will only take a moment.
Well, where's Demos?
You hear the sound of a waterfall in the room next door. It goes on and on and on and on.
Okay,
Still
I know
going.
what that's. I know what that sounds. I know that sound. Okay.
The yellow
Okay, what
water,
is it?
yellow watered shower for seabolts.
It's disgusting.
Sorry.
Anyway, what is it?
I have seen other asses. I tracked them through town in sorry, what direction was
southerly direction.
In southerly direction, about half a mile. There in a villa, and I think me shaped like a tiger, and that's probably the sexiest thing I've ever said. Is guarding it.
What kind of building did they go into?
A villa.
Villa.
I've been told that's what you call these large lavish houses.
Or a mansion, yeah. All right.
How big was the tiger? Was it as big as I am?
Yeah, but blue.
Blue.
You changed your hair.
I think I changed my hair.
It was taller earlier, like whoosh.
Yeah, you're right. Very good.
Where's the little one?
She peeks out from behind Murin.
Oh, hello. You're so pretty and small. You and Shifty belong together. I'm supposed to be quiet and not to pee in the hallway.
Bickett and I need to have something to eat.
Oh, I have a beer.
Eat, not drink.
Right.
I'll let you guys sort. I'll let you guys sort this out. Okay.
Yes, we will take him and take a rest. We will turn the rest of the night over to the two of you to do some investigation.
All right.
I don't feel tired at all, but I am sad.
Yes, and a good nap will help you feel much better.
I don't want a nap.
I'm not going close to him because he kind of smells.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I smell like all of the different liquors mixed together with sweat.
You and Bickett go downstairs, leaving the lads to sort out Deimos.
We will order a decent meal
Sure.
for the two of us.
Not a problem.
Like a, what, 2-3 silver?
3 silver would be perfect, says the barkeep.
Okay.
There's no alcohol left, but we will serve various wines and things and that sort of thing. Are you going to do anything specifically that evening?
Me?
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad I got this interesting hairdo because I don't look much like. I hope I look different enough. Hey, Bickett, can you cast an illusion on me to make me look different?
What kind of different?
Well, like a human.
Oh.
Standard issue human.
Oh. Do you want to be a boy human or a girl human?
Interesting. How about a boy human? I think it's safer.
Okay. She sort of looks
But
around.
not here. Not here. Not
Okay.
here. We will leave. And we will walk out as friends. Okay.
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 Sure. You walk out of the tavern after your meal, and she looks...
Duck around the corner.
Duck around the corner, and she then sort of looks at you. Okay, let's try this.
Don't change the clothes.
You want to keep your clothes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't change your clothes. Just change my appearance.
She weaves her little claws through the air and starts to design this. It looks like she's actually drawing a face in the air with this very delicate pink stripe magic. And eventually she finishes the face, and then she just pushes it forward towards you, muttering a few words. And you watch as this mask falls over you, and then she says, okay.
Well, the first thing I notice is, and I adjust my pants. Okay. All right. And I'm heading in the direction that Shifty told me the...
You should speak.
Villain.
It's so funny.
Okay.
You see how so different you sound? Isn't that funny?
I guess.
What should I be?
Whatever you want.
She turns into a barrel.
Oh, thought you were coming with me.
The barrel sort of wobbles forward.
Why don't you be a dog? Just follow me around.
She transforms into a dog. You're not entirely sure what breed it is because it's kind of got pink fur and sort of stripes of silver in it. Long sort of hair. She
Alrighty then.
Looks at you, gives you a bark.
Yeah. Good dog.
She follows you.
All right. I'll just head to that place then.
You head towards the southern part of town, and after about half a mile, there is a large villa that has been incised into the side of the mountain, or cliff side, I should say. It has lights blazing. You do indeed spot the blue tiger on the wall, although it appears to be dozing. What do you do?
Okay, is there a... I'm going around to the servants' entrance.
There is indeed a smaller gate around the back, which doesn't appear to be watched at all, and a simple path leads down into the actual villa itself, yes? And
I'll knock on the kitchen door. I assume it's the kitchen door.
Yeah, it most likely is. After a few moments, the door is open, and a rather rotund man looks at you. Now, what can I do for you?
You got any scraps for my dog?
He looks at the dog. What kind of dog is it?
It's a good dog.
Yeah, I'm sure it is a good dog, but I've never seen one that looks exactly quite like that.
It was
touches his little red moustache.
Yeah, it was an experiment with some prismatic type of magic,
I will give you 100 gold pieces for your dog.
I don't think so. I just need some scraps for the dog.
Talking about easy money. He's never turned back when he's not looking.
Just some scraps.
May I touch your dog?
Only if my dog will let you.
Does your dog bite?
I don't know. You gotta ask it.
He gingerly reaches out this podgy hand towards the dog. Bickett looks up at you and then looks back at the hand. He scratches the dog's ears I'll give you 250 for the dog.
Look, the dog hasn't eaten all day. Might be looking really, your hand there might be looking really delicious. No. So if you don't give me scraps, I might have to, you know, give my dog some kind of command.
Yeah, I don't think you know what village you are at. You wouldn't say such bold things.
No, I don't. What villa is? What here villa is this?
He goes deeper into the kitchen and he pulls out looks like a leg of lamb, which he starts shaving off pieces of meat from. This is the villa of the abbot Tosarsis, of course.
Oh, is that time guy dude?
He is the abbot of the Church of Time. That is correct.
Ah.
He finishes shearing the meat off of the bone, which he then brings the entire bone along. I trust this will be enough for your dog.
That enough for you, Bickett?
The dog barks.
All right. Go ahead, take it.
He gives her the bone. Are you staying in the area this evening?
Don't rightly know. Don't have a lot of money. That's why I'm begging for food from my dog. I don't take any myself. I'll just, you know, find it elsewhere. But wondering if you
come into the kitchen. I will give you something, for you have such a beautiful dog. It would not be right for the dog to eat, and its owner not to, huh?
All right. Hang on. I want to... The dog's going to have to, you know, do a little business. So
sure.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, come back.
So I'll take it away.
Is it just you on your own?
With my dog.
But
the dog has some nasty stuff to do, okay? So I'll just take it away from the door and I'll be right back.
I understand. I'll give you a full meal when you come back, huh?
Hey, thanks.
He closes the door.
I go down to Bickett.
Imagine that scene with a bear.
Bickett, how long does this last? Scratch in the dirt. One mark for every 10 minutes I have left.
She just writes the number 50.
Gotcha.
Do you go back to the
Oh boy, this is nasty. I'm gonna have to take this somewhere. Jeez. Oh, so I make like I'm picking something really nasty up.
Okay.
Jeez, Bickett. Gah. And I just walk away. I'm going back to the inn.
Okay.
I am detecting a common theme for tonight.
It's a weird... It's definitely evacuation.
That's because I'm wasted and in grief. I don't know what her excuse is.
You definitely get back to the tavern without any issues whatsoever. The blue tiger has vanished from the wall. Where it went, you have no idea. You get back to the tavern without any issues whatsoever.
I'll go up to the room where
Sure. It sounds as if the lads have gone to sleep.
All of them?
It does sound like that.
About that.
Anything happening down in the bar?
No, it's quiet. There are a few youngsters who are sipping really expensive, it looks like beer, that the barkeep keeps saying, yeah, no, it's definitely homemade. Definitely, this was crafted by pixies. Yeah, it's definitely craft beer.
Well, I'll go up to the bar.
Yep.
with my dog.
Sure.
And
we don't have any regular ale. It's been drunk up, I'm afraid.
I just want a bowl of water from my dog.
Sure. He puts a bowl down for the dog.
And I'm sitting there listening to the kids talk.
Sure.
Also, I was going to say that I was going to try to escape through the window.
All right. Well, Murin and her dog are listening.
Stay with her and the dog.
No, we're coming back to you now because Raj and Shifty, what are you doing? Deimos apparently is not going to bed. He's going to try and break out of the room.
Raj is racking his mind to think of some minor illusion that will help relax Deimos and make him want to sleep.
Could turn into a direwolf cup for him to cuddle.
What was that?
What? Sorry.
I did not catch your meaning.
I could turn into a direwolf cup for him to cuddle.
Oh, that would be very good.
But only if he promises to stay here and go to bed and be a good boy.
In fairness, I thought we weren't sharing rooms. I was just going to try to steal out of my own room.
Yeah, no, you only 2 rooms were hired.
Fair enough. I think I'll do the. Hold on, let me roll for it.
Demas, you know we can see you. Your sneaking doesn't work.
I'm sneaky like an elf.
You're not sneaky, and that window is entirely
Oh, that's
too
a
small.
4. I'm going for that window.
Do you turn into a direwolf cub?
I am not sure if I'm going to stop before I can hit the window. I'm going for the window.
Okay.
That was a below 10 does something stupid. Above 10 remembers that he should lie down.
You direwolf it?
No, I don't direwolf it. I brown bear it.
Okay.
And not just a cub. And I Wookiee hug him.
Deimos, as you're charging,
full Wookiee hug.
Yeah, as you're charging towards the window, you get full Wookiee hug. It's soft, it's furry, it is cuddly.
Why is this blanket so angry?
Do you continue to try and evade as the bear continues to hug you regardless of what you do? It accepts you for who you are and allows you to pour all of your grief into its brown, soft fur.
I will take the hint to move the plot forward and we'll relent.
All right. That
Raj starts to sing a song.
There we go.
Song of rest.
You can't sleep.
It's a lullaby.
Song of go the hell to sleep.
Mirren, you listen downstairs. What you pick up is that the youth are quite tired because they've been digging in a different spot this evening and the ground is quite hard. But what you do...
I also tell Bickett to poke me in the leg when
the time is running.
When it's time.
What you do here, the one group are celebrating with, it looks like quite a lot of alcohol. They have found whatever it is that they were supposed to be looking for, because they found underneath the body of this really old and ugly dead individual who's like a king from 1,000,000 years ago. They found a set of stone doors which made the supervisor get super excited, and so everyone got sent home. And now they're not entirely sure what they're going to do tomorrow because they'd been planning on digging tomorrow, but apparently it's done. It's over.
You found a set of stone doors?
Yep, that's what we did. We found some stone doors leading down into a hill, and well, it's well, that was that. They're like, you can go home now. We're done.
Where are these stone doors?
Oh, it's on some old hill out there back near the forest.
Near the forest?
Yep, you know.
The one where all those trees bleed?
Yeah, not that far south, but kind of out that direction. There are a whole bunch of old hills out that way. Little hills, you know, like, what's that word for a little hill? Oh, yeah, that's right. There's hillocks. There are a whole bunch of hillocks out there. And, well, yeah. So, you know, we found one with a door underneath it, and apparently that's what they were looking for, because they sent us all home.
What do these doors look like? They got any fancy like curlicue stuffs on them?
Well, they're covered in all kinds of glyphs and things, you know. But since we've been digging up that stuff for months now, I didn't pay it much attention.
Oh, you found other stuff with curlicues on them?
Oh yeah, we've been all over the place. Didn't you notice all the fields and things being dug up? That's us. We've been digging for, you know, ages.
Really? I came through the blood forest.
Well, we didn't go anywhere near there. We just dug where the priest told us to dig, and, well, we then dug up some kind of door, which they went, oh, this is, you know, they seemed pretty excited about it. They sent us all home with a full night's pay, even though we didn't finish digging.
You say so is the priest and others?
Oh, yeah, it's the priests is the ones in charge of the whole thing. You sign up down at the Temple of, well, the Circle of Time. But you can't do that now because it's closed. Yeah.
Who these others? Who these others?
It's just the priests. You know, them, and then there's the cat, and then there's the giant, and then there's the elf. She's real particular about what we were digging and where we were digging, but she's okay. Then there's the tiger, but the tiger don't talk much. It just kind of wanders around and sniffs things. Nonetheless, they were all real excited.
Can you spot me a drink?
Suddenly everybody else
at
the table has drifted away. Suddenly he looks at you.
I would, but I used the last of the coin to buy my mother a blanket.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I gotta find a place in a dark corner to hunker down for the night. Be seeing ya.
Okay, bye. I gotta go buy another drink. I mean, I gotta go buy a blanket for my mother.
I walk out the door with Bickett.
All right. You head out.
Go around the corner.
Sure.
Change back.
Right. Absolutely.
Talk to Bickett for a while, and then I'll come back in like 15 minutes.
Sure, no problem. You get back to your room?
Yeah, I'll walk past the kids. They're still drinking, right?
Yeah, but they're all starting to disappear and hive off. It's getting fairly late in the evening.
Okay. Yeah, I go upstairs.
All right.
Listen at the guy's door. Are they sleeping?
Sounds like it.
One sure as fuck is.
So Bickett, you tired?
On you.
So Bickett, you tired?
She is. She wants to turn. All right.
Next morning.
Following morning, you all rise bright and early. And what are you doing?
Well, as soon as I hear the guys stir, I'll knock on their door.
Sure thing.
Oh.
Softly.
Elves are assholes.
Well,
hey, I could have just barged in.
That's
okay?
true. But surprisingly, Deimos, you do not have a headache. Deimos does not have a headache.
Does it do anything for the nausea?
Well, no, it doesn't. In truth, it doesn't do anything.
Except he's getting painted.
Yeah.
Sorry, Shifty.
All right.
Oh, perfect. They left a water bucket up here for just a certain occasion.
There we go.
Someone better stop me. That's not a water bucket.
I know it is. Guys, are you up?
Yes,
Yes.
What have you learned, Deimos? Be careful with that bucket. You do not want to drink that.
And you don't want to wash me with that either.
Someone peed in the water bucket.
First you puke in me, and now.
Hey, are you guys dressed, or don't you care? Just let me know, because I don't care.
What are you asking?
Okay, I'll open the door and I'll walk in.
Sure.
Weird. Yeah.
They're all there.
Yeah, I don't look because I don't care.
Somebody peed on me.
Somebody puked on me.
That's nice. Well, that's nice.
Hi, Beckett. Morning.
I found out that the villa is where the Abbot Sarsis lives. And the kids downstairs said that they found a set of stone doors in the side of the hill south of here while they were digging. They said they've been digging all over. I think these were what they were looking for. They said it was the priest who was basically supervising, but there was also a cat, a giant, an elf, and a tiger. And they said that the tiger didn't say much, just walked around. They said that the elf was very particular about where everyone dug, but she was okay. Didn't say anything about the cat or the giant. So I think we go to these doors.
Yeah, when I encountered the tiger, the other Raj said he said someone told them to look out for others. I suppose that's us, but only in a week. So we might have a chance of surprise if we go about it clever. So that's that. I didn't see much chance for ripping that off.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it all.
Do we have the ability to disguise all of us?
I don't need a disguise. I am fine.
I can only disguise myself, unfortunately.
I can only do 2.
I can turn into whatever. I've never tried a tiger. Bigot, should I try a tiger?
Well, tell you what. Why don't I bring up some breakfast? Food for you.
Run out the window to vomit.
Not again.
Out the window, I said.
Bear.
From downstairs you hear, I told you to use the bucket, you bastard!
Different end.
Anyway, let me take this bucket down, and you guys get yourself together, and I'll bring up some food, okay?
All right, a couple hours pass. Deimos, you start to come right again, thanks to your Goliath metabolism and the breakfast that has been brought forward. And
Translation, please stop chewing scenery.
by the end of it, it's probably about midday when you seem to be ready to face the world.
Roz tries to use spare the dying on
That greatly speeds up the process.
I like it.
Good. Maybe we could get out of here by noon.
Well, like we don't have time. Come on.
There you go. You got a week?
Okay,
apparently.
So Bicket, I want to be disguised this time as a what? What do you want? What should I disguise myself as, Bicket?
Where are you going to go?
Oh, we're going to go to some hills to look for something.
I think you'd look perfect as a turtle.
Yeah, I want to be
Seconded.
biped.
Oh.
I want to be biped. How about a
What about a turtle?
Yeah. Oh, I don't know what one of those looks like though.
They're like a bigger turtle that stands on 2 feet.
Just make me look like a plain old human female, okay? Oh. Plain human female. Not old.
Okay.
Not young.
She starts to...
human female.
I'd like to sneak next to Bicket and whisper in her ear, half orc.
She continues drawing and she nods and then she finishes her spell, which she pushes onto Murin's face. You all see Murin turn into this half-orc female, and then all of her skin sags as she becomes an elderly half-orc female. What do you think?
If there's a mirror around, I'll look into it.
The barkeep has brought up a fresh bucket of clear water for drinking or washing in. You see your half-orc elderly female.
Works perfect.
This'll work.
Well, it doesn't look anything like you.
This'll work.
I can do one more.
Nah, do yourself if you think.
But what about Shifty or Deimos?
I'm good. I like how I am.
You sure?
I'd like to show off my clan's colors today.
I'll go across the hall.
I understand the sentiment, Demas, but we want to go for subtle. I know it's something new for me and for you too, but...
Well, I'm going to go across the hall, get my stuff on, and look for the back way out, because I don't want to go downstairs.
There is always a back stair, absolutely.
So I'll wait till these guys...
Very brightly colored.
It does sound nice. I do like bright colors. Tell you what, make me a human. Someone with kind of a beardy face. And some hair.
Sounds like a dwarf to me.
No, I think you should make his hair just in the middle.
Didn't you go downstairs?
Like a mohawk? No, she's waiting at the top of the stairs at the on the second floor. Okay, I'll try, but I can choose
you can look
colors.
About 38.
Okay.
Look real tired around the eyes, regardless of what's going on, like Vince Vaughn.
Okay, I kind of feel personally attacked right now.
So describing me.
She starts to weave this face, which she eventually then throws upon you.
You could hang a trench coat off of. Yeah, you know.
Yeah, there's this definite, strong, masculine presence about Deimos.
I think I just got weirdly complimented.
Everyone notices that his hair, however, is 6 different shades of color.
Ooh, ideas. What are they? So I can change mine.
Yes, it starts green in the front and then gradates all the way back to being red, having shifted through blue and yellow in between. You said you wanted colorful.
Pardon me. This is wonderful. Thank you.
Okay. It's going to last for 1 hour and then it'll change again.
Understood. I like it.
I'm sorry, Kitty, I can't do you.
That's all right. I can manage myself. Thank you very much. And
what you gonna do?
Raj immediately casts his spell and changes himself into a satyr.
That's so cool. Bicket looks at you, Shifty. I think we should change you into one of those sometime.
I don't think that's an animal. I can only turn into an animal.
Trust
like
me,
some sort of weird rule to my what my master taught me.
Well, it's a half animal. I do have goat legs.
I could try goat legs for me, and the rest stays the same.
Or you could just be a goat.
I could be right now.
Well, I can tie a
Could we
bell
just
around you.
get going?
Yeah.
All right. Yes. We have an hour to move to this place.
All right.
Do we know where they were digging? Did we find that out?
Yeah, it's south of here. In the hills.
Yeah, that's information.
Sorry. It is south of here in the hills.
Hillocks.
Let us go and hope there are no Trollocs in the hillocks.
I'm going to stay behind because I still look like me, okay?
That's okay. You stay safe.
Okay.
Yes.
I'd like to turn into dog, but not a shepherd this time, because someone has requested a few times back for me to turn into a Sharplaninik.
A what?
Some sort of Macedonian giant dog. It's a horse with a dog's mouth and lots of fur.
All right.
Okay. Okay. You can
CR on that one.
turn into a giant dog. I don't have a problem with that at all. You are...
Come on, let's go off the back way.
Oh, that is haunting.
a half-orc, a satyr, a multicolored mohawked human, and this weird dog all start making your way out of the city. Is that correct?
Yep.
Heading sort of southerly kind of direction. It's not difficult in the slightest to see where the trail leads in terms of the students' passageway not being particularly subtle, shall we say. There are shovels that have been sort of left along a pathway. There's still some students lounging around. They kind of wave at you. Oh, yeah, if you're heading to the dig, it's closed, man. It's over. It's done with. You might as well turn around and go back, yeah.
Shut up!
Rude.
That's okay. Don't mind her. She's totally having a day. I just brought my sharp pick and sharp shovel because we're doing some cleanup.
Dude, they didn't tell us it was cleanup. Is that, like, paid?
No, it's just extra after.
Well, like, I didn't get offered extra after. That's, like, totally unfair. I'm going to go down to the temple and, you know, like, complain.
You should. It's all equality among workers. I fully agree. I'm right behind you.
I'll be there tomorrow, man. I'm busy today.
I will save you a spot tomorrow to make sure you're working next to me, all right?
Awesome.
Sweet.
He goes back to leaning underneath the tree. You continue through the groves of trees that...
I went to college. This is easy.
You continue through groves of very tall white trees that have silver leaves that rustle in the soft breeze that blows in from the large bay on the other side of the cliffs. And eventually you start to realize that the ground is rising ever so slightly and then dipping. And after a while, the trees have given way to a large open clearing. Around the edges of the clearing there are several mounds, which upon casual inspection would just seem to be a collection of 5 round, small hillocks. But on reflection you realize it could also be a circle of old tombs that have been constructed and sodded over and over time have just become hills. Each one of these, the surface at the top has been completely destroyed by excavations. Piles of sand have spilled down the sides of these mounds, and the tops have been completely decapitated, revealing the brown earth. Occasionally there's a body that's been left just lying, exposed, stripped of all the valuables, of course. But at the far edge of the clearing you can see there are several figures who are milling about the entrance to a set of doors. I will show you that map now.
How long we got? Because I feel like it's been close to an hour.
It's been about 30 minutes to get here.
Okay.
give or take.
Let's go.
You have arrived from the northeast, and this mound rises up, revealing yourselves, plus an individual that, Raj, you recognize, although very different to how you remember him. It is a very bulked up and very muscled Alexei, who is striding around, giving orders to everybody else. You can see a version of Raj and a version of Deimos. He's in the wrong place. Let me just move him over here. And they are busy opening this large stone door that reveals a set of steps going down. Murin seems to be standing on the hill, giving and watching everything that's going on. She has a large piece of parchment in her hands that she is referencing from time to time, and seems to be checking things. Then Shifty, in his blue tiger form, is patrolling around the edge of the construct of stones. And then there is one bowman who is sitting idly watching this entire thing going on. As you start to make your approach, it becomes apparent that the bowman has certainly seen you and is making his way over towards Shifty. What are you doing?
I'm going to get their attention.
I'm going to deploy my special bow.
With Shifty.
Raj is going to try to get within 30 feet of them and cast an illusion of another Raj coming from the other direction.
Because that's what we need right now. All right, so you are going to rush forward to get within 30 feet of them. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So, and then you're going to create the illusion of another Raj coming from the south.
Yes.
Another Raj appears on the scene. Murin is deploying her bow. Shifty, what are you doing?
Since I'm basically a giant dog, I try and stay right next to Raj.
Sure.
I am using the direwolf template for that. I've posted a picture of it in Discord. How big those beasts are.
Okay.
I would never like to meet one of those when it's angry.
I disagree. They look like absolute ozers, bozers, dozers, beautiful.
Oh, look at
Like I said, I would never like to meet one when it's angry.
There you are.
Yeah, I can calm it down.
Deimos, what you doing?
I
Getting their
hold
attention.
aloft.
How?
Yeah, I was actually kind of hoping everyone else would split off and do exactly what they're doing. So I wanted them to focus on me for a second.
Nothing wrong with that. What are you doing to get their attention?
Hey, guys, we were told there might be traps in the place and we were supposed to go look. They said it was like 5 silver if we go check for traps for you. Is this the right spot?
I'm going to give you an advantage on a deception or performance check.
I'm not good at either. It's the same. Let's try deception. Well, the first one was a 2. The second one was a 19.
There we go. The 19 is good. That brings your total to?
No, total was 19.
19. Okay,
Yeah.
Great stuff. Absolutely. Murin is looking up at you. She's like, what? We didn't order any slaves. Trap finders.
That's what the guy at the tent said, who won with the shovels. He said I was fine with this spear because it would be longer and I could poke at the door, and if it went off, maybe I wouldn't die.
That's when an illusion of Raj suddenly appears from Raj, and Murin pulls out her long bow. It doesn't take a genius to work out what's going on. The group standing around the stones are now looking intently at all of you. And it's at that point that Alexei raises his hand and says, "Stop. We do not need to kill one another. We can talk." And we'll be back next week.
Check for traps.
We're done. We're done. The show's over. Stop. Stop. We'll be back next week.
Hurl the spear.
We'll be back next week. Okay. So, folks, thank you. It's a little bit shorter time, but I just didn't want to go too far because I think next week's going to be a lot of fun.
And it's a good spot for a hanger.
Cliffhanger, right?
Cliffhanger.
Yeah, I think so.
For a
So I
hangover,
apologize. It's a good spot for a hangover, yeah. All right.
My head is pounding.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Also, guys, someone absolutely clipped the thing.
Yeah, I see that. DM Stretch who's had to leave.
Everyone should watch this.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, thank you for playing. I hope you guys had fun. It was not what I was expecting to have happen at all, I must admit and confess. But as long as you guys had fun, that's the bottom line. Let me go back to this screen. And
I was kind of mad that they took my pee bucket away. I was going to use that as a weapon. I was going to bring that with.
Yeah.
I was like, I've got a ranged attack now.
Yes.
Oh, did we level up?
Not yet, because
Okay.
you leveled up recently, I believe. Maybe.
No, we haven't leveled up.
Quite a while back.
Quite a while back. Yeah.
It wasn't that far. It was like a month.
That's true. That's true. We did
Only a
Bounty
month?
Hunters last week, so there is
Yeah,
that.
it wasn't that long ago.
Anyway, thank you all for playing. We'll see you again next week, same time, same space. I will be doing a debrief after this in about 5 minutes, where I talk about what's happening, hang out, and get to chat with you guys, and we'll see what you have to say, or maybe nothing. In which case, then we're done. So I'll be back in 5 minutes, and we'll see what's going on. Anyway, from all of us, thanks for watching, and until next week, goodbye. Okay, hello everybody, and welcome to the after show where I talk a little bit about what I had planned for the session, and yes, where things are going. I can actually take my earphones out, thank goodness. So yes, let's. It doesn't contain spoilers because the next session I think is pretty obvious what's going to happen. What did I have planned for this evening? To be perfectly honest with you, I didn't have anything planned. The one player, Brian, had mistaken the time, and so right up and literally for sort of a few minutes into the opening of the show, we thought it was just the 3 players and that Brian wasn't going to make it. Thankfully, he did. Of course, when you are faced with the dilemma that one of your players is not going to show up, especially in such a small group of just 4 players where everybody is integral to the plot, I think it becomes important for you to decide what to do. Now, what was going through my head was, do we do a little side mission that's only going to take an hour and a half for us to play through so that when Brian returned next week, you know, we would be able to continue the main adventure? Do we do a flashback, which is entirely possible, where we relive one of Murin's memories? That was something that we could possibly do as well. Or did we just sit and chat and talk amongst ourselves about our favorite moments within the role-playing game? It's been going on for almost a year now. I was looking back. We've been going, I think, for 8 months now in this particular campaign. What are the options? What do we do? Where do we go? And then Brian joined us, and so we could carry on playing. Now, one of the things that made the game, I think, this evening particularly interesting was that everyone was in, I'd have to say, a pretty playful mood. And as someone who drives the story, you sometimes have to sit back and go, you know what, we're just going to be having fun. The guys were also on a major info gathering session tonight, which was fantastic. It's always great when your players are trying to explore and investigate the space more, which I really have to say is awesome. So I was giving them as much information as I possibly could. The idea of changing themselves and altering themselves was really fun, and I'm glad that Murin didn't let Bickett get eaten by the chef, because that is definitely something that was going to happen. I see Gamers GM says, what is the most challenging aspect of running this group? I would say running this particular group is that they are not afraid to go and explore different options within the adventure. So they will ask questions, they will do very different or random things, which I have to say is quite a lot of fun. And yeah, I think the most challenging thing that I had with this particular group was the understanding of how they operated, and that is in a very methodical, very thorough way. And once I figured that out, then it became a blast to role play. And as you can see, they're all very solid role players. I can take them wherever I choose in terms of narrative, and they will get there. I do think it's quite funny when comments from Sammy, for example, where he was exploring the whole drunken aspect of the character, rightfully so. As a role player, that is definitely a strong point in terms of expressing that, literally the drunken session of it. He also picked up, though, that I wanted to move the story forward. Now, again, I'm trying to move the story forward, not because I'm particularly disinterested in his role-playing, but because we are sticking to an hour-and-a-half timeline. Now, if these were open-ended sessions that I was just playing without an audience, I probably would have just indulged him and let it move on for a little bit. The fact that we are sitting on a timeline, though, and that we are trying to get to an hour and a half, I felt we needed to move forward, and I think he picked up on that. So there is that aspect of it as well. Okay, let's see. Gamers ZGM, I am looking to run a monthly team session for my team at work and looking to hire a professional DM. Would you be interested? That's very kind of you, thank you. But I already run a private game for those few individuals that have found the time to play on a Sunday with me. So very kind of you, thank you, but I'll have to pass. Now, if you head on over to our Discord server, discord.gg/greatgm, I'm sure you'll find many GMs who would love to step up and step forward.
Having said that, there might be changes coming to the channel in the near future with regards to that, so watch this space. Scrapped Metal says, if you ever have an open session, which seems like it might not be for a while, is there a chance I could be part of it? Well, Scrapped Metal, there is a very large plan on the horizon, which I will announce later on in the month, where there might be some more open sessions. So let's just wait and see. How is the battle map coming along, says GamerZGM. I see it was successful and you're reviewing the scope of increasing the map size. The battle map, which is the Kickstarter Epic Battle Maps, which we ran and which finished last month, it is making extreme progress, and very shortly the pledge manager will be opened, allowing people to increase their pledges or to get in on a pre-order if you missed that, for the epic battle maps. I was looking to see if I had a book next to me, but I don't actually have a copy with me. So yes, major progress is being made on that. I'm thoroughly enjoying using the new Dungeon Fog version 5 for creating these maps. And one of the maps that we have put together, it's 3 map lengths, so 3 separate maps of a jungle road, part of the planned maps. It comes out to being 105 inches in length if you put the maps next to each other. So your characters have 105 inches of dark jungle to explore as part of the epic battle maps. So there is that, which yes, I think promises to be very exciting. The actual physical books will be ready for print hopefully by the end of February, and then shipment will start thereafter. So we might be a little bit ahead of the curve, but don't quote me. Things always happen that cause things. After all, there have been so many things happening this year that yes, it's been absolutely chaotic. We have, for those of you who have just joined us, launched another Kickstarter, which is for Zine Quest, which is a special initiative that is run by the Kickstarter group themselves, and that is looking at basically reminiscing of the 1980s style role-playing games that we used to get in the mail. If you remember, all the way back then, people would run and write these little magazines, and they might contain some rules, adjustments, they might contain their own rule system altogether, all those wonderful things back in the 80s, which really kept role-playing alive during the quieter periods of role-playing. There wasn't the internet, of course, so we're participating in that. That's a little Kickstarter running there. So yes, let's see. All right, usually we're talking about specifically about this game, so I do appreciate all of the questions coming through. There is a question here. I'll answer this one, but we want to stick to talking about tonight's game specifically. Scrapped Metal says, is it better to have multiple characters for a range of campaigns? Because I have around 15 characters, but most of them don't get used. They're mostly backups, but I'm unsure if it is easier to have less. I am always encouraged by people who are enthusiastic about creating characters. I'm also very wary of people who create characters before they know the campaign. It means that you're going into a campaign with a predetermined notion of the character. I feel that characters and campaigns should go hand in hand. You should look at what the campaign setting is and then make your character according to that, so that your character can fit in and make things, how can I say, make it feel as if your character is from that campaign setting rather than just walking into that campaign setting. Another question from Gamers GM. How does the different circle connect in the game? The death circle versus life. Sorry, missed a few episodes. Not a problem. So there are 8 circles that form the religion of the campaign setting of Utherios, the one that I made for the campaign that I'm currently running. Each of those circles is responsible for an aspect of existence. So there's the circle of death, the circle of life, the circle of logic, the circle of blood, the circle of nature, the circle of the elements, the circle of oblivion, and then I believe there's another circle which I forget. I do have it written down. I will refer to my notes, but there are different circles and they all come together
That is basically how it works. The circles effectively are where divine power comes from, if there were any clerics in the party, which there aren't really. So there you are. Yes, I'm not going to make this show last much longer in terms of tonight's episode. There are exciting things coming up on this channel, particularly in the future. And yes, so does the circle each have a god? No, the circles are the gods. So the idea here is that the circles are forms of energy which permeate throughout the universe, and so priests would draw from that specific energy. So there is no malevolent god, there is no divine intention. The circles are all around, they flow through everything. As people worship one circle more than the other, imbalances start to happen. So the idea is that the circle churches are there to bring balance to everything. That, at least, is the notion or the idea. We haven't really got to exploring it too much in this particular campaign. I mean, the campaign now has been going for 8 months, and the characters have been pretty focused, I would say, on the primary story at hand, which is the prophecy that they are desperately trying to prevent from coming true, or figure out exactly what the prophecy is about. And of course that leads us to the next episode. So next week is going to be this most likely large battle. I imagine next week's episode will just be a big slog, and I think that's going to be very interesting to watch. I certainly will be crafting the characters that they will be fighting. These won't be reskinned monsters from the Monsters Manual. I will make characters that are the equivalent of the characters that they will be fighting. The players were asking for a level. I would love to give them a level, but I should have given them the level in the end, not before they got to the beginning of engagement of battle. So that was an oversight on my behalf. They'll go through the battle, they'll have fun, and at the end of it then they will level up, and I think that'll be a bit more rewarding for them than leveling up before the boss fight, as it were. Right, so I think I will confess, running all of these various shows and the Kickstarter and making sure everything has been happening, I have found it quite draining from a personal perspective. So I'm going to end the show early tonight. Apologies for that. Thank you all for watching, and until next week, I wish you and yours the very happiest of gaming.